Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. So 5 pens from my collection. What 5 pens will I choose? How will I choose them? Well, this month I've decided to go for slip-off caps. So each pen, the cap just slips off rather than twisting off. Join me now, down on the table. Let's take a look at these pens and do some writing with them. Welcome down to the table. Slip caps, the first one. You might say to yourself, oh, there's a Lamy Safari or a Lamy Vista. Nope. This is from China. This is a Duckbill. Very, virtually identical to a Safari. Or I don't have a Vista, but from what I've seen of Vistas, very similar to that. Section, it's got the triangular grip, but the nibs misaligned with it. I mean, I could change that. I don't intend to. In the hand, it is fairly nice. It's very, very light. You can see here we've got a converter. I have noticed with this, it has been drying out quite a lot. So I've just primed the feed prior to starting the video. So we've got here, this is a Duckbill. And it's a Gothic. The nib is a 1.5. Price wise, $3.65. So I don't mind the fact it dries out. I don't mind the fact that it's a little bit upside down. The ink, Diamine Baltic Breeze. This is a shimmer ink. I'm not going to put shimmer ink in this pen again because that could be what's contributing to the issues. Maybe it's the feed getting clogged with it being so cheap. I'm not seeing any shimmer come through in this at all. So there's a line variation showing through. Drying times. So here's immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. After a minute, still getting a tiny smudge, but that could just be what's left on my finger. So I'm quite happy to call that dry. We're now seeing some of that shimmer coming through, certainly quite generous there on the top line. Starting to get a little bit less so as we go down, but there is some shimmer coming through it. So that was the Duckbill Gothic. So just goes to show you, a cheap pen can be worth it as long as you don't mind messing around a little bit. Next up, from Faber-Castell. Here we've got the Faber-Castell Hexo. This is the blue version. Love the shape of this. Made in Germany. To me, this should be knocking the pants off the Safari. I just don't understand why it doesn't. Cartridge converter, there we go. What I do is I just refill the cartridge. You can buy a converter for it, so I might do that sometime. But I just refill the cartridge with whatever ink that I want to use, so I get loads of ink in it each time. Fairly small looking nib. I like the fact it's black, so it's following in with the whole design language. And it's very comfortable in the hand. So we got here this has got a broad nib. Price for this pen, you're looking about 50 Aussie dollars. The ink, Diamine Asset Blue, really nice rich blue colour. Drying times, so there's immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Minute there, that one's nice and dry. Whilst I remember, I made a little tiny mistake up here with the Gothic. It's not a 1.5, it's a 1.1. There we go. So let's move this up. Our next pen, going over to a US-based company. I believe these are made for them in China though. Here we've got the Monteverde Ritma. This is in olive. Really nice. I enjoy this pen. It's a nice weighty pen. One of the things I don't like is the section, because it's all metal, so it does feel quite slippy at times. This is another cartridge converter. Loads there. There we go. There's the converter. I have been having some flow issues with this, so I'm slowly working through various things. At the moment, it works on and off, so let's see how it goes whilst we're using this. So here we've got a Goulet pens and Yoho nib, because that was one of the things I'm trying. So we've got that broad nib. Price for this, here we're looking about 90 Aussie dollars. The ink, our Westest World Grid, this Robert Oster Ryde green, really nice green ink. Drying times is immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. That's near enough dry. There's no point doing a 1 minute test. So that's a Monteverde Ritma. Right, we're going to take a big price jump now for the next one. We're going to also head over to Europe, to Italy, for the Visconti Van Gogh. This is the portrait in blue version. Really nice to look at, and it's hard to show on camera, but it's not round. What it is, it's a series of straight pieces all joined together, which gives it that round looking shape. The Visconti cap there. It's another one with a metal section, so it can feel a bit slippy at times. It's another one which is a converter. Loads and loads of threads on there. It's fairly comfy to write with. It's more than usable unposted for me. And we got a steel nib on the bottom. So we got here the it's another broad nib. Price wise, as I've said, there is a jump. You're looking about 389 Aussie dollars. The ink, Pilot Blue. Let's do our grid. Nice blue ink. To me, it's got hints of purple coming through in it, but that just might be the way I see things. Let's do our drying times. So we go immediate. Get a clean finger. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. After a minute, tiniest bit of smudge there, so still a little bit on the wet side. Our final pen, let's move this up for the final pen. Couldn't not include this. We're talking about slip caps. What's one of the ones that you think about? The Lamy 2000. This is the Macrolon version. And there's the slip cap. We've got these little nubbins here. You can see one just about there and one there on the other side. So that's what the cap latches onto. So you get a nice little click. Hopefully the mic will pick this up. So that's now clicked on. Piston filling pen. Tiniest of ink windows. You can just about see the ink through there. So there should be plenty of ink in this. I only filled it up to make this video with it. We've got a 14 karat gold nib. Get rid of that. And we'll still have some ink left in the cap. There we go. That's focused in there. Very much a stubby type nib, even though it's meant to be a broad. So we've got and it's a broad 14 karat gold nib. Price wise, about 399 Aussie dollars. The ink, Waterman Audacious Red. To me, what's audacious about this ink is there's nothing audacious about it. Add Wasky Swirl Grid. So there we're seeing the standard line variation that's in with this nib. Drying times, immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. After a minute, that one's still got a little bit of wetness to it, so another fairly longish drying combo. That's it with the Audacious paper. Let's swap over and let's have a look at how these pens perform on Tomoe River paper. This is a Galen leather notebook. It's A5 in size and it's the older Tomoe River paper. What I'm going to do is write a sentence with each pen, fetching them out in the same order. So with that, Duckbill. Now the Hexo. I will be honest with you, I do love writing with this pen. The Ritma. The Visconti. And then finally the Lamy. Really like writing with all of those pens. So what are my thoughts on these? Today's pens. We've got the Duckbill Gothic, the Faber-Castell Hexo, the Monteverde Ritma, the Visconti Van Gogh, and the Lamy 2000. 5 slip cap pens, but it shows you how the different companies have gone in different directions with these. So they're all very, very different pens. I love the way they all write. They all write really well. I'm not too happy with the Duckbill at the moment, but for $3, who really cares? I will fix that. I just haven't got around to doing it. With the Ritma, because I'm now having issues with ink flow from time to time, I'm getting a bit concerned about that. I will try maybe getting a new feed into there to see if it's the feed which is the issue. So that's something I still have to do some work on, but I may end up retiring this and only fetch it out when it's needed for a very specific video. The Lamy, I love the nib on this. It's got a really nice gold nib, and you see we've got a little bit of line variation, which really adds to it to me. The Van Gogh, pretty pen, really nice looking pen. And the Hexo, that's just a workhorse, really is. And as I said, I cannot understand why people would buy a Lamy Safari over the Hexo. So if you were to say to me, Gary, you can only keep one of these pens, this one is a no-brainer, it's an easy one. If I could only keep one, I'm going to keep the Hexo. I just think it's just a really good, solid performing pen. It looks nice, it writes nice, it's got a nice tactileness to it. It's just, to me, heading towards what I would say is a perfect pen, and it's only 50 Aussie dollars. So they're my 5 slip cap pens from my collection. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So, have you got any slip-off cap pens? Which ones are your favourite? Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart a conversation. Please hit that thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.